Well, hello everyone, what is going on? It is the Almighty Jeff, and I'm here at episode 17 of Assassin's Creed. In the previous episode, we eliminated William of Montferrat in the rich district of Acre, and today we are in the poor district of Jerusalem. We are going to be collecting all of the flags, killing all the Templars, getting all the viewpoints, saving all the citizens. This district is quite small, to be quite honest. It's probably the smallest area in the game. Maybe even smaller than Masyaf, I'm not quite sure. But so today's questions, again following the usual, again from Ron, are based around Grand Theft Auto. Which is, it's an amazing series. Obviously it's made by Rockstar, so it's going to be amazing. But let's get straight on into the questions. Number one is, across the entire series, who is my favourite protagonist and antagonist? Protagonist? That's a good question. I'm gonna go with Carl Johnson, CG. I know it's probably very unoriginal, but San Andreas is my favourite game. I own it on all the consoles I've got it. It's available for PS2, PS3, PS4 and PC. And he's quite a relatable character. He does change quite a lot of the series. He experiences some brutal stuff as well, like obviously the game starts off with his mum dying and then betrayed by his friends and chased down by the police, stuff like that. It's not really ideal for anyone to be in that kind of situation. Antagonist, I think maybe Dmitry Raskolov from GTA 4. He's like kind of this looming figure who at the start appears to be your friend, and then that betrayal. So yeah, obviously at the end of the game he could lead to one of your best friends dying. Obviously I'm not going to say who, just in case people have still haven't played it, but yeah, I quite like Dimitri, to be quite honest. Which is the first game that pulled me into the series again? That's San Andreas. I played that when I was young, and I did play it again for a while afterwards. I mean, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the open world and stuff like that, but I was quite young at the time, and I got quite scared by it. And then the next game I played years later, like 2010 or something, was GTA 4. But looking back at it, obviously as an adult now, San Andreas obviously isn't a scary game. That was the first shooter game that I played. But yeah, San Andreas is the first game in the GTA series that I actually played. Female protagonist, yes or no? If they can make it work, then sure, why not? Obviously, if putting a female protagonist in games it's nice, it's a change, and it really shows that there's balance in games, because I mean, I'm not even sure myself, can't really think if there've been any female protagonists in Rockstar games so far. There might have been, I'm not too sure though. Especially not the GTA games though. But if they've got a powerful female protagonist who can make a good story, who's got a good personality, then sure, why not? There's nothing about GTA that says the character has to be a male. So yeah, they should do. Fat cousins, yes or no? Why? By which I mean, do you approve of that kind of mechanic where a relative calls you for side missions? No. I enjoyed the mechanic in GTA 4 where you could call out your friends, go out and do things with them, similar to how you can do in GTA 5. But the way that they call you, maybe you just want to play some missions for a while, and then Roman calls you up, asks you if you want to go bowling. It's a bit inconvenient, and then even worse so that if you decline it, your like meter with them goes down. That's annoying. Which means if you kind of have to do it. So I don't really like the mechanic, but I do enjoy the actual activities in GTA 4 and doing them with the players. Like sometimes in between missions, sometimes I will call up Roman and I was like, "Hey Roman, you want to go bowling?" So yeah, I do like Roman though. Roman is a really funny character. I don't think GTA 4 would have been the same without Roman. I mean, people find him really annoying, which he can be at certain times, but that's just because of the way that he calls you up all the time. I liked Roman Bellic, so that's answers that one. Michael, Franklin or Trevor, who do I most identify with and why? Might have to go with Trevor. Trevor's my favourite of the three. I've always found it difficult to part ways with Trevor because he's just a little bit insane. Like, I think if I just embraced my whole insanity, I'd be similar. Obviously not to the fact that I'd probably be like killing people, eating them, sort of shit like that, but he is really funny. And I just feel like I identify more with him being a little bit mad, a little bit crazy, but really funny as well. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm really funny, but I'm just saying, like, just those breakdowns. And then opposed to Michael, who's just kind of overly sarcastic, which I am sometimes, but like, it's like sarcastic, depressed with everything. And then there's Franklin, who's just kind of all in the hood, gangster, you know, shit like that. So yeah, probably go with Trevor. What's the most memorable mission in the entire series? It's got to be the most quoted mission in the series, GTA San Andreas, wrong side of the tracks. You know, all you had to do was follow the damn train siege. It did actually take me a couple of attempts to finish that mission, to be honest. I mean, I never actually finished it until lately, like maybe a year ago or something like that. It took me like about 3 attempts, but then I managed to do that one. But Big Smoke is terrible. It has terrible accuracy. But yeah, it is a memorable mission, to be honest. There's also the one from Vice City, when you've got the RC helicopter and you've got to fly those detonators into the construction site. That isn't a pleasant one either. I mean, that's more in terms of how difficult it was that so many people had to replay it so many times. It just kind of become part of the thing. But if I'm talking about memorable as in like maybe the most enjoyable to me, I quite like Mr. Phillips from GTA 5, the first one that you actually get to play specifically as Trevor after the first heist. I quite enjoy that mission. It just kind of throws you right into the deep end in Trevor's insanity. So it's a lot of fun. Do you have any preference for a setting for GTA 6, either location or time period? I personally believe that it's most likely going to be set in Vice City, because they do seem to have a pattern of where it's been set. There's only 3 major locations, which are Vice City, Liberty City, and Los Santos / San Andreas. Obviously we had Liberty City in GTA 4, we've had Los Santos and San Andreas in GTA 5, which kind of means that we think Vice City is going to come back for a return. Time period, I don't know. I would wonder what it'd be like in modern times after like the rise of Tommy Vercetti in the 80s. Let's see what happens now. Is he still like calling the shots? You know, all that lot. Maybe his enterprise gets taken over. Maybe new gangs take over, and you get to work with Vercetti as he takes back the city. I don't know. I think it'd be quite fun though to go back to Vice City. It was a really good city, to be quite honest. Rockstar has gotten quite a lot of flack over the years for violence in their games. How do you feel about violence portrayed in the GTA games? It's not bad. There's so many games out there that show violence. Saints Row, Call of Duty, Battlefield, stuff like that. So many games promote violence. GTA is just one of them. Surely if you're that bothered about your kids playing violent games, then don't give them violent games until they're old enough to play them. It doesn't say. I've played violent games since I was young, and I have never had the urge to just like put down a game and say, right, you know what, I'm gonna go outside and beat up a lot of people. Anyone who's normal understands that a game is different to real life. Like, I mean, I don't usually go out the way in games just going to beat up people anyway. I mean, sometimes it's just for fun. I wouldn't go grab a sniper rifle, start sniping citizens just for the banter, just because it made me feel good, which it wouldn't. I mean, these are real people in games, they're just pixels. Like, I don't understand why people get so frustrated about violence. If you don't want your kids playing violent games, don't buy them violent games. It's simple as that. And the same question about women. Do you think GTA is misogynist, and how do you think this has evolved over the series? No, not really. The game doesn't really have the opportunity to have like really powerful women in there. I think The only two major female characters are Amanda and Tracy, and they're not really big, you know, female power kind of people. But not necessarily in GTA. We've rarely seen a powerful female character, I don't think. But Red Dead Redemption is a game that I do think there are two very powerful female characters, being Bonnie McFarlane and Abigail Marston. I think they're both really powerful characters, and especially since they are in like the 1910s. That's obviously quite a thing there, and those were the only two people that could tell John Marston what to do. Everyone else just kind of got flack, saying like, I'll do what I want, I'll help you, you help me. Bonnie tells John to do something, John does it. Abigail tells John to do something, John does it. So I think in general they're not misogynist, Rockstar, but I think the games, especially in GTA, don't really have the opportunity to have such a character that can give such a big impression as to what females truly have the capability to do. And those are all the questions for that. Those are some really good questions. I could really ramble on about some of those. So make sure that you leave me more questions for another topic, which will be on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, next Wednesday will be the next Q&A. We're only going to do 3 more Q&As now, because we've only got 3 more districts that we've got to go into and clear out. But definitely make sure that you leave me more questions and more stuff that I can actually ramble on about, like those questions. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next episode.